World. Today we have a special guest bringing a dope-ass message for all the black nerds. That's right, we got Cam C, aka Mr. Petty from Blurs and Whiskey in the building. We're going to have him come on right now. So without further ado, this is a long intro. Give a nice, warm, digital welcome to Cam C. It's an honor to have you on.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, dude. Like, I ain't seen you in like since Rockville days.
Yeah. Wait, wow. So you're not in Rockville anymore?
No, I mean, I still live in Rockville.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, like, I think you were at the store Rockville.
Yeah.
We're like co-workers or old co-workers.
Yeah, that's cool.
we both hated the boss, so.
That's the one way to get close to someone, not liking someone.
The moment you feel like that, I don't like him either. Man, that's best than like liking something together. It's like, oh, okay, you know. But you find someone you really don't like and they don't like him, it's like, dude, I already trust your judgment.
That is hilarious. That's the most truthful thing I've heard in my life. God damn, I can't stop smiling. Like, come on now, you've all been there.
Yeah, you all looked over and be like, I don't like that. Like, yeah, I don't either. I don't even know who you are, but I agree with everything you're saying.
Right. Hate the boss. Avengers, assemble.
Right.
So, man, I know you told me about Blurs and Whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Blurs and Whiskey. Pretty much, it's in the title, Blurs and We Drink Whiskey. It's a show that I'm part of.
Now explain it to us, because I just got hip.
Right.
I mean, tell us what Blurs is exactly.
So Blurs is pretty much the combination word of black and nerds.
Got it. So
a lot of us were geeks or talked white or whatever we would consider back in the day. In the past, I want to say 7 years now. It's now like blurs have now come out of the woodwork. Yes. It's cool to be a blurred now. And it's just like everyone who had liked comics back in the day or anime.
We're not hiding anymore.
Yeah, we're not hiding anymore. Or we're not ashamed of other black. It was a big thing we always dealt with. Is we had dealt with both the white nerd culture, gatekeeping, and then we also had to deal with like our own people. Like if it ain't hood, it ain't black. Exactly. If it ain't black, we don't like it. I'm like, yo, blackness has nothing to do with what I say or what I listen to. It's the color of my skin, and we go through the same struggles.
Because you tell the cops, hey, listen, I'm a blurred. I'm a blurred. Yeah, you know I'm a blurred. I ain't one of you.
We get pulled over. We all get.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna get time off for good behavior either. So
exactly. Yeah, that's hilarious. I find that you sharing that makes me feel, eager to say that Childish Gambino is like my biggest inspiration.
Yeah, that's great. I think what it is that there's a convention in this area called BlurredCon.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was one of the.
How do I miss these things?
Go on Facebook, type in BlurredCon, all one word.
Got it.
And you'll be blown away by how many people you see of color who are doing costumes of various other people of color, man. or like one of my boys, he's known as like the Black He-Man. He pretty much wears like this like giant Afro wig, and he's like a former,
we need to bring him on the show.
He's like a bodybuilder type dude, and he's just walking around with like like He-Man. But he's black, and so it's just like everybody just calls him the Black He-Man or something like that. But he just goes by He-Man or whatever. But because of stuff like that, it's culturally accepted.
I like that. He just goes by He-Man. He's like, everybody call him the Black He-Man, but he just goes by He-Man.
Like, it's like, don't call me the Black He-Man.
Right.
Call him the White He-Man. No,
right.
Call him
just He-Man. Right.
Right. But yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of people will say something like, "Oh, I thought I was the only one." And that happens a lot.
Yes.
Like the moment some people come out, like you go to a movie theater, you think you're the only person that's going to see Avengers Endgame. You turn around, you see like a whole bunch of other black people, and they're like, "Wow, okay, I live here because it's a movie." And then they'll say something like, "Man, that's how the comic went." I'll be like, "Yo, what? You know?" Like it's just you get that. It's like I feel like the more and more people are coming out about it, the more and more people are accepting. And like the best part of the podcast I'm on, Blurs and Whiskey. The best part is that they're like all of us have different levels of nerddom. Like I'm more on the comic book, film, anime side.
Okay.
Music too, big in music. My friend, he's also pretty big in music. The other co-host, Trey Proper. He's really big on like anime and comics too, and some music. And then the other co-host, Herb. He's more like into sports and some movies. Now, all three of us have different branches of nerddom. We all have different
branches of nerddom. Do you hear this knowledge that's being dropped? You guys know what to call it now.
We all have like different variations, like but we're not gonna say like, oh, you're not as nerdy as I am. You can't be a true blurred. Like it's like we don't gatekeep. It's like it's all the same. Like where he excels in sports, so he's like, all right, cool. So he knows all about like statistics and sports. He loves movies. I love movies, so we get along on that. My boy, he loves anime, so we both get along on that. And it's like we all have different various degrees of, I guess the word expertise,
right,
or knowledge of certain nerd cultures.
What it sounds like is we've seen how every other alliance is broken off by segregation, by separating.
Mm-hmm.
And we understand that, look, we're going to all be discriminated when we walk out of this door. When we're in here, everybody's a blurred, no matter what your blurdom is, no matter how you decide to blur, you blurred, you're blurred. And I love that.
Yeah, like a lot of times, there's a term a lot of nerds have used called gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like...
Educate us, brother.
So gatekeeping is like a form of segregation, basically.
Boy, do I know.
It's basically like, let's say you watched Captain America, the movie, and you're like, oh man, I love Captain America. You never read a comic before, but you love Captain America because you like the movie.
Like a hype beast. Somebody who like Jordans, you ain't a sneakerhead, you a hype beast.
Yeah, but like, when they go to a convention or they talk about how much they love Captain America, but they never read a comic, you'll have the gatekeepers be like, oh, well, do you know what happened in issue like 128?
Oh, no, that's corny.
You'd be like, no. Well, then you're not a true Captain America fan. I'm like, of course.
Yeah, hell yeah. You like say, what the fuck you want, motherfucker?
Like, I was really saying, like, yo, like, just shut the fuck up about it. Like,
shut the fuck up.
It happens a lot with a lot of women get discriminated against.
Oh, wow. Tell us about that.
You get women who will go to a comic book shop and, some of either the locals or some of the workers will look at them like, what are you doing here? Like, this is our
what?
Yeah, it's gatekeeping. And gatekeeping is like, it happens in video games, but it's mainly with a lot of the nerd culture.
But yeah, no, I can see how, people can try to use the little bit of extra knowledge they may have to try to make it in a realm of their own, because that may be all they know, but do they know what happened on?
Well, I want to say on my show, but I'll spill it here too. The psychological issues or my theory behind it is you got these people who grew up that were made fun of, rejected, and whatnot, and now everything's becoming like more accepted. Like in the past like 10, 20 years now, it's cool to like comics now. Mm-hmm. It's cool to watch anime.
Right.
Or it's not cool, but it's more accepted.
It's accepted.
Like in high school, if you said, oh, I read comics, what are you, a virgin? Fuck out of here. But now, like, you say, oh, I read comics, you'll be like, oh, okay. Like, they don't bat an eye. They don't care because comics are now mainstream. Everyone knows about comics now. So, like, a lot of times you got these people who felt like outcast or like abused, and then like now all of a sudden like there's a whole like floodgate of people coming through, and they feel like the same thing you made fun of me for, everyone's not accepting, and they feel kind of like a little bit bitter.
Overtime TV.
And or the other theory I have is a lot, especially when it comes to like the opposite sex, like these dudes would be like, oh, she didn't like me because I like comics.
Right, now she's into
and now she's into comics.
I get that.
And they'd be like, oh, well, now she's just like a fake, she's like a hype beast for comics, so she's a hype beast. And I'm like, all right, you honestly think that she didn't like you because of comics? It's not, it's because you're lame. It has nothing to do with comics. It's your personality.
It's your shirt. It's your stomach.
It's you. It's you. And then they don't want to realize that, so they want to hold on to the fact that they're not as nerdy as they are, or stuff like that. So it's a psychological abusive trait, toxic, that a lot of these people have. So, and then they form that bond with other people who are just as toxic. Like you said, hate, brings more people together.
They're bullied how they was bullied.
Right. And to me, it always felt like that was like the opposite of what you want. Like if someone was rejecting you because you like comics, and now they're trying to get into comics, and you're going to reject them,
you should be more enticed.
Yeah, you should be more be like, oh well. You like Captain America? No, you ever read issue 128? No. All right. Well, that's a really good
Exactly.
Story. That's what they should be doing, but they don't. So you got a lot of gatekeepers.
So we need to pass the message on.
Stop gatekeeping.
You can say exactly the same words, just have a different message. Oh, you didn't read 128? Well, let me tell you, it's so amazing. You might be interested. Don't block people's blessings because of that.